So this is going to be a really short, quick video talking about what is high ticket sales. If you've been hearing that term all over the place, remote sales, high ticket sales, all these things, specifically high ticket sales is what I'm going to talk about in this video. Essentially, it's the name says it for itself. High ticket sales is selling something that is a high ticket price. Now, high ticket is pretty deterministic on what you would consider to be high ticket, but when people say it from an industry standpoint, it's usually something that is priced at $2,000, $2,500 or more. And the reason why that price point is the number is because in order for the positions that kind of make up a typical high ticket sales team to exist, the reason why those teams can exist is because the price point is high enough that selling it makes sense for closers, appointment setters, for those team members to be sales managers, even those team members to be a part of the team. Now, obviously, there are lower ticket stuff that do have sales teams, but they're structured a little bit more differently than what you would typically see when someone is talking about high ticket sales. $2,000 or more, because usually it's coming with a 10% commission. At $2,000, a 10% commission would be $200 per sale. And usually people that are in these positions are taking anywhere from 5 to 8 calls every single day and closing at about 20 to 50%. And sometimes higher. It really just depends on marketing skill of the reps and all these other different factors. But I would say 20 to 30% is what you'll see pretty averagely. And that might be around 1, maybe 2 closes per day. On average, I would say one close a day for most reps that are taking like 5 calls, 6 calls. And that would be about $200 per day. And again, $2,000 is a really, really small, low price point for high ticket sales. That's not the average price point at all. So think of maybe 5 or 10K plus being closer to average. So instead of that $200 a day, it might be $1,000 a day, it might be $500 a day. If, and then there's obviously things like split payments, which might break up those payments even further. But 2,000, you can see how easily anything less than that, it starts to not make sense for that closer position. It starts to not make sense for someone to want to be in that position where they're the person taking those calls, closing 1 a day. If your commission was, say, $50 instead or $100 instead, it might not be worth it. So that's why specifically 2,000 is kind of like the bare minimum for what people would consider high ticket sales. Not only does the price have to be worth it for the reps taking calls, but once you start to get to that price point, that's on the rep side, but on the business side, once you start to get to that price point of 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 plus, that's where prospects, so the people that are actually the customers, start to want to have a human being involved that they can speak to, especially when a lot of these products or services have an air of customization to it. Think of like advertising services, think of coaching, things that require collaboration. Usually people aren't going to like pull out their credit card and just pay online $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for something that requires collaboration. If you're buying like a treadmill or something that's clearly a product service that you can like watch reviews on, look at testimonials and kind of make a decision based on specs and features, then yeah, there's people that buy thousands of dollars worth of things online all the time. But when it comes to like a coaching program where you're like, hey, I need help solving this very specific scenario, and I need to make sure that your services match my specific lifestyle and what I'm and like how you help matches the type of help I need. Same thing with advertising. I know you guys help people generate leads, but are you guys able to generate leads for the way my business specifically works? And are you able to generate the specific type of leads my business needs in order to grow? That's something that would require a conversation. You're not necessarily going to want to spend thousands of dollars because you read a pamphlet or looked at a web page and it's not going to usually answer all of the customized, tailored questions that you would have. So that's also another reason why that position would make sense from a business standpoint and the customer standpoint. And obviously There's also complex services like software, where software, yes, there are just like a feature list, but software you usually see you can just buy directly on the lower ticket side, but then you have the highest ticket packages that might not even show the price. It might just say enterprise because it would require a call. It would require a sales rep to get on and have that customized, custom tailored conversation with the business. Usually it's B2B, so that they can kind of create a solution around that company based on whatever it is they specifically need. So at the end of the day, high ticket sales is things that are sold at high ticket. It doesn't have to always be remote. Obviously, there are a lot of things. I mean, real estate is technically high ticket sales, selling yachts, selling pools. There's a lot of door to door. There's a lot of in-person things that are also high ticket sales that fall under the same category, right? Like you wouldn't just buy a pool off of a newsletter, right? You would want to actually look at options, see what pool fits your background, talk to an expert, talk to someone. Windows, doors. I remember when I used to do door-to-door sales, we used to sell windows, and that required a home appointment and a full conversation, a full presentation to make sure that they were getting the right windows, the right size, the right types, the right materials, and all of these things. It wasn't just, these are nice windows, this is a nice price, I'm going to buy them, right? So that's where a sales rep would come in and be a part of that conversation and help button up that deal. But if anyone was just like hearing the buzzword or just hearing high ticket sales this, high ticket sales that, what is that? It's essentially what it sounds like it is, selling a high ticket product or service. Then there is kind of what people online are referring to it as, which would be more along the lines of the coaching, consulting, advertising, remote type of thing. And maybe I'll specify a little bit more in another video of like what is remote sales, but that is like high ticket sales as a whole. See you guys in the next one.